Today I wanted to talk about actions and reactions. My mind is all over the place right now, so just bear with me. Pretty much what triggered me to make this video was this video that I saw on Instagram. It's a guy and his girl. They're walking out of a club, I'm going to guess, and they weren't really holding hands. They're just walking, and then there's this oncoming crowd of predominantly men that were passing them by. And then in passing, the guy didn't like hold his girl's hand or anything. They just kind of maneuvered their way through the crowd. And one of the guys in the crowd that passed them kind of like felt all over the girl's arm. And she brushed it off and kept walking with her guy. Now, a lot of people in the comments were like, oh, if that was my girl, I would have fought his ass, I would have beaten him up, yada yada yada. And my honest thought was, he saved both of their lives by not reacting. Like, not every single action requires a reaction. I mean, sometimes you have to react, sometimes it's just not worth it. You need to know when things are worth reacting to and when no reaction is necessary. I mean, some people will try and push your buttons, some people are just natural instigators, and sometimes silence is just the best answer. Silence, not violence. Silence is the best answer for a fool. Whatever they say, like, silence is just the best option sometimes. So in this case, I felt like he did well. He just brushed it off. They both brushed it off. They did well, in my opinion. Like, they both saved each other and saved unnecessary drama. Other times, reactions are necessary, and I'll give you context. For example, and it depends what kind of reaction, but let me get to it. For example, when Toni Braxton's mother on their show was confronting her daughters, one of the daughters, I don't remember, about, nagging about her man cheating or suspecting he's cheating. Like, if you think all of that, or you already know, and you confront him, and then you're not going to act on it after that, then what are you complaining for? If you're just going to keep talking about it, but you're not going to do anything about it, then you're just complaining about it for nothing. So when and where to react and how to react. I'll put my own personal instance into this, for example. I was in a relationship with this guy, maybe like 2-3 years ago now, doesn't matter. But long story short, he was my first, if you know what I mean, right? And our second year into the relationship, I started suspecting that he was being unfaithful. And that clip of Toni Braxton's mother talking to her daughters kind of like played in my head. If you're suspecting and you're gonna go snooping around to find out, and you do confirm it and you're not willing to do anything about it, then don't complain about it. Just move on with it, right? For me, I was ready. I was like, I have all this evidence against him. I don't like falsely accusing people of anything, so I made sure I had enough evidence against him. And I also gave him the chance to speak up about it, to come clean, which he did. And back then, I will not lie, when he came clean, I did not know how to react. In my head, I'm throwing tables and stuff, but in reality, it just felt like a knife stabbed me. And the first thing I wanted to know and just confirm for my safety and for my sanity was, did you use protection? Which of course he said he did, so that gave me some peace of mind. But within that week, I was out. I packed out, no drama. It was a drama-free breakup. I just packed out, and I didn't want to deal with it. Like, 3 women, even if it was one, I think infidelity is one of the things where a reaction is required. And when I say reaction, I don't mean like throwing tables or breaking stuff or whatever. No, if you've suspected your partner has been cheating on you and whatever, and you have all of this reason to believe so, and it's being confirmed, and you're just going to sit around and not do anything about it, then don't complain about it. But if you're willing to do something and you're in a position to do something, such as leave, do it for your own good, for your own peace of mind, for your own safety, for whatever reasons you want to leave. For me, I wanted to leave. I didn't want to sit back and work it out or whatever, because I've been thinking about it for this entire duration of the second year into our relationship. So if I've spent all this time thinking about, okay, if he's being unfaithful, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and then when you finally get what you've prayed for, the signs, the clarity, everything, you get the answers to what you've been praying for, You don't want to do anything about it? No. God showed me, as I prayed about it, clearly what he was doing. My ex himself told me what he was doing. I had every reason I needed to leave, and I left. At least that was for me. Everyone has their different reasons for why they stay or why they leave. For me, that's why I left. But in this scenario, a reaction is needed to this action. And it also depends on the kind of reaction. You don't need to tear a place down or burn their property, or maybe I've watched so many movies, I don't know if it really happens in reality, or go after their Game Boys or the PlayStations or whatever gaming things that they have, or their shoes. You don't have to do all of that. You have yourself. You're in one whole piece. You don't need to get violent. You don't need to get verbal. Pack your stuff if you're in a position to, and leave. I was in a position to leave. I had options, and that's exactly what I did. I'm like, I'm not going to deal with this. So you need to choose when and where to react to stuff and how to react to stuff. Context always matters. I know the two stories are completely different, but that's the whole point. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? In the Instagram example, in the Instagram couple, if he had reacted any differently, it would have been worse. It could have been worse. We never know what that crowd was capable of. It's a whole crowd versus this one guy and his girl. And I commend both of them for not reacting in a way that a lot of people in the comments expected them to, like gang up and square up and fight. No. In my case, a reaction was also necessary, because here I am making all this noise of, oh, he's cheating, and when it's finally confirmed that he is cheating, I'm going to swallow my spit and say, I knew it. That's it? No. I'm leaving. I have all the evidence that I needed, so it's not a false accusation, because that would suck. And I left. It's easier said than done. It was hard on me, like mentally, because I blamed myself. So this gets me to my next point. If you've ever been in a situation like that, it's not because you're unattractive or you did wrong, or don't blame yourself. That's all I'm trying to say. Don't be hard on yourself. I just took it upon myself to leave. I made that choice. And then after leaving, I was beating myself up for why he cheated. But he's the one that cheated, not me. So that's on him. Where he is today, what he's doing today, that's on him. I set myself free. He set himself free. For his actions, there was my reaction. For my actions, there was my reaction too, because I don't care about his reaction, honestly. But I've moved on. I've met someone amazing, thank God. You know, everything will lead you to something. We don't walk past roads to get to dead ends. Because even when you get to a dead end, it will tell you it's a dead end. You're not just going to get to a road and then be like, what next? Every single path leads to something. So I think for me, that was just a teaching moment, you know, to not react in certain ways. You might have to watch this video 2-3 times to make it make sense. But all I'm trying to say is that you need to know when and where to react and how to react for certain situations. Not everything requires a reaction out of you. Silence is the best answer for a fool, for instigators. And yeah, sometimes you have to get up and do something if you're in a position that allows you to. Don't just sit back after you've waited for that moment. Take it, leave. Have a good one.